A movie I actually think you should pay real money to see in theaters. Kim Kardashian lobbying for another worthy cause, and California wants to add 2 stars to our flag. Jerks. Details on those stories coming up today on The Rebel Buzz. All right, full disclosure here, I am a big fan of the Dinesh D'Souza films. I'm a fan of the guy in general because I think he is a thought leader for our generation, and he's not afraid to buck the stereotype and offer up unpopular opinions and facts, because as we know, a lot of facts are unpopular, especially with the left, because they don't align with their narrative on things like racism and entitlements and gun control. Now, his films, I think, can be a little bit cheesy in presentation, but the content is superb and they are well researched. Now, before Obama was reelected, he released the film 2016 Obama's America. That film went on to become the second highest grossing documentary in history at $33.4 million. After seeing that film, a lot of people started to question what it was specifically Obama had done for this country that was so good as the media would have you believe. The movie did fairly well, but his next film, Hillary's America, The Secret History of the Democratic Party, was the first time a lot of left-leaning Americans were faced with the uncomfortable truth that racism and inequality are endemic facets of liberal ideology. It was a red pill moment for a lot of people who eventually decided that, contrary to their Democratic voting history, they couldn't bring themselves to vote for Hillary Clinton. It was the top-grossing documentary in 2016, bringing in $13 million, so that was still pretty stinking good. Also, my friend Stephen Limbaugh scored the film, so a little humble brag there. So now, Dinesh D'Souza has yet another film coming down the pike, strategically due out a few months before midterms with a release date of August 3rd. The film, titled Death of a Nation, will present comparisons between President Donald Trump and former President Abraham Lincoln. D'Souza made the announcement via Twitter on Monday, saying this: "Announcing my new movie exploring the themes of fascism and white supremacy. Mark your calendar for the weekend of August 3rd. He also tweeted this about the film: "Lincoln united his party and saved America from the Democrats for the first time. Can Trump and we come together and save America for the second time?" Now, when I saw Hillary's America, it was the summer before President Trump was elected. I drove an hour and a half down to Orange County because that was the closest place that the movie was showing, of course not here in LA. And I sat in a near-empty theater thinking to myself, if we lose this to Hillary Clinton, that's it for our country. The America that I grew up in will be destroyed. Now, even though that theater was empty and it left me with this ominous feeling, enough Americans felt the same way that I did to pull out a victory for Donald Trump and, by proxy, the preservation of our country, at least for the next 4 years. And here we find ourselves again, fighting for America. The stakes are almost as high. If we lose the House, the hands of conservative values and America First agenda will be tied. President Trump has done a lot of great things in these first 17 months, but we have got a long way to go in repairing the damage done by the last administration. So, I encourage you all to go see this film. Make sure you buy a ticket for this so it gets the box office credit, and then slink over and go see something else right after. Just kidding, that's thieving. No, but really, maybe. I hate to be such a cheerleader for Kim Kardashian, but y'all, she keeps taking up the causes I really believe in. A few weeks ago, it was Alice Johnson's commutation, and now something so important. The Twitter edit option. Okay. This isn't more important than someone's freedom, but isn't the freedom to misspell and then edit almost as worthy? How many tweets have you had to delete and repost after they've already gotten 100 likes? It's the worst. On Wednesday, Kardashian tweeted this: "I had a very good convo with @Jack this weekend at Kanye's B-Day, and I think he really heard me out on the edit button." @Jack is Jack Dorsey, CEO of Twitter, to which he replied, "Now I see why I was invited." Yes, Jack, because truly, almost the whole world wants you to do this. Of course, there may be one good reason not to. If a tweet goes viral and is shared hundreds of thousands of times, if the original tweeter edits the post, it could create confusion if the original intent or essence of the tweet is altered. But I don't think that's a good enough reason. We can always screenshot it, which happens very often when someone deletes a tweet. We catch people doing this on Twitter all of the time when someone realizes that they tweeted something dumb or offensive or whatever. If this was really that much of a concern, deleting a tweet wouldn't be an option either. But, of course, many people expressed their dissenting opinion in response to Kim Kardashian's tweet. At Ankaman616 tweeted this. An edit button would be one of the worst things you could bring to Twitter, opening up so many more abusive tools, and I cannot believe this has to be explained properly. It's just a tweet. Your typos are not that damaging. Sir, yes, they are. If I tweet something with a comma missing or a word misspelled, that's coming right down. Delete, 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 like I am Hillary Clinton going through my emails. At BoSloan24 also tweeted this. Guys, if we get an edit button on Twitter, it would defeat the entire purpose of the app. Think about how corrupt it would become. People could change conversations from the past and twist words. No, no, no. Again, you troglodyte. Screenshot. Moving on to our last topic of my Rebel Buzz, something that hits home with me, the Cal 3 initiative. You have probably heard this along the way, but California has sporadically over the years been trying to split us up. And it makes sense. California is like a bad relationship. A lot of areas of the state, we have nothing in common. We have different morals. We like different things. We believe different things. We've just stayed together for convenience. Also constitutionality, but who cares about that anymore? The initiative this time around is backed by Silicon Valley, specifically venture capitalist Tim Draper. Personally, I wouldn't mind splitting up California if we could divide it up so that I can go chill in New California with non-lefties and salt-of-the-earth Americans, which you would be surprised, there are actually some of those here in California. But that's not how they're dividing it. It would basically give the liberals of this state even more legislative power because each of the three new Californias would encompass a populous metropolitan city, ensuring that each new state remained blue, and adding 4 more liberal senators. Yay. Plus, what do we do for the flag? Aesthetically speaking here, it's not going to work adding 2 more stars. It was Flag Day yesterday, and I am not about to let these greedy liberal commies here in California screw up Old Glory. Start your own flag. You are not welcome on ours. In fact, let's just take your existing star and give it to Guam or Puerto Rico. You have already ruined the entire left coast, so no more. The proposal will go to a statewide vote this November as it has garnered the 365,000 votes required to appear on the general ballot. The 3 new states would separate California into NorCal, SoCal, and Central Coast LA Basin. So basically NorCal would have San Francisco, San Jose, and Sacramento. Middle Cal would just be called California and would have Los Angeles and its surrounding area, and SoCal would have Orange County and San Diego. Now that's the only one that we could possibly hope to keep red, but a lot of those areas went to Hillary in 2016, so that's a pretty risky gamble. Bottom line is, it ain't gonna happen. Getting the majority vote in November could happen, but then it would have to pass through state Congress and California legislature. Not only would it be very difficult to make it happen, it would be extremely costly, and for a state who we're already kind of going through a rough patch as a slum town comparable to Calcutta, we can't afford it. So hopefully by the time this becomes a viable option, I will be getting the you-know-what out. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Have a great weekend. I'm Amanda. Head for the Rebel. If you enjoyed my commentary and want to hear more from all of us here at The Rebel, subscribe to our premium content at www.therebel.media/shows. Make sure you're following us on Facebook and Twitter for all of our latest news, and download our new app for The Rebel Media on the App Store. That way you will have instant and easy access to all of our latest videos and your favorite Rebel shows. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Amanda. Head for The Rebel.